A very good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast, only on West Nile Television, where we give the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, Drupa Lendu Paramount Chief installed in Zombo District. Macha District Commission's brand new ambulance. And Uganda Liberal Teachers Union embarks on poverty eradication among teachers. This and more in the NILE Cast News Bulletin. In the headlines tonight, Drupa Lendu Paramount Chief installed in Zombo District. It's the 26th of February 2024. You're most welcome to the NILE Cast only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. The Paramount Chief of Ondrupa Lendu Chiefdom, His Highness Penja Jimmy Rapai III, was successfully installed in a ceremony to bring peace and unity among the Lendu communities after the demise of Manasseh Njuni II in 2022. Alfred Jawok reports more.
During the installation ceremony held over the weekend at Adusi Primary School Playground, Aka Sub-County, Zombo District, the Bishop of Nebi Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Pons Ozela Winju, clarified some doubts of some people that it is a sin for the religious leaders to officiate and install traditional leaders. The bishop, in his homily, tasked the chief to be a good servant of God as he will serve his subjects. The bishop equally noted that some traditional leaders use their powers to exploit their subjects.
The coronation of the Lendu king, and we want to thank God because it has passed successfully. The question is, why should the church do this coronation? I'm sure you know and you're aware that even the Kabaka Uganda coronation is led by the church. Christian leaders invite their different church leaders to preside over their coronation or installation. And so this is not strange. Samuel installed King Saul, and many other prophets installed many other kings in the Old Testament.
Mark Otuga, the secretary to the chief, read the background of Ndrokpa Lendu Chiefdom as it was started in 1923 by former leaders. He added that Ndrokpa Lendu Chiefdom has clans of Adusi, Amato, among others, stretches from Uganda and DR Congo.
Ani Mali Mrapia Ruone Miduni Delabade Manasseh Njuni.
He is the son of the late Paija Manasseh II Rapia. The mother's name is Elseba Oroya.
Manasseh Njuni, the Njuni Lopa Yohana Miduni.
Manasseh Njuni was the son of Njuni Yohana Lopa.
Ade Basani Munyoba Miduni.
He was the son of Munyoba Basani.
Munyoba de Gulo Miduni.
Munyoba was the son of Gulo.
Gulo de Ria Basani Miduni.
Gulo gave birth to Ria, Basani's son. That was the first rapier.
Meanwhile, Grace Kushin Freedom, the state minister for northern Uganda, who was the chief guest at the function, gave highlights on the 3 tribes in Uganda being studied by the Ministry of Gender. She said tribes like Ik and others which government plans to recognize among other tribes in the Constitution of Uganda.
Many cultural institutions in Uganda, some have already been recognized, but I want to say that there are 3 tribes in Uganda which is under study by the Ministry of Gender. The Ik in Karamoja, the Batwa in Bujo, and the Lendu here. They are small tribes, but they are unique. They have cultural values which are unique, and they have socio-economic activities which are also unique. For example, in Lendu here, they have been known as people who manufacture knives, slashers, pangas, saucepans. Before the British came, we depended a lot on them. And these are values which should not disappear. So they should be supported in a special way. I also want to say that before that king, the father of this one who has been installed today, before he died, he was a very peaceful man, very peaceful, loving, and always wanting people to come together, and always in the forefront of conflict resolution. I want to support this kingdom because it is key in development, it is key in security, it is key in peace.
Meanwhile, His Highness Jimmy Rapai III, the new chief of Ndrokpa Lendo Chiefdom, applauded his subjects for the unity and support accorded to him to become their paramount chief. Rapai committed to serve his subjects without political and religious affiliations.
Of our kingdom, this is a defining moment, one that calls upon each of us to contribute to a brighter future. Together, let us build a kingdom that thrives on compassion, equality, and the pursuit of lasting happiness for all. Let us stand united as we face the test of time, fueled by the undying spirit of our forefathers and God the Almighty. I promise to be an accessible and attentive leader. I vow to listen to your concern, engaging in open dialogue, and act in the best interest of our kingdom. I'm committed to ensuring justice and fairness for all, regardless of social status or background.
Ndrokpa Lendo Chiefdom has a total of 5,783 people, mainly farmers and business people in Uganda and DR Congo. The occasion was graced by many dignitaries, among others, Zombo Resident District Commissioner retired Lieutenant Colonel Pius Alitema, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Edward Eko, Zombo District Chairperson Yulu James Rona, business community and relatives and natives of Lendu, Kebo, Rigangi, Lendu, Kampala community, among others. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening, officials in Maracha district have on Friday the 23rd of February 2024 flagged off the brand new ambulance with the registration number UG 8144M given to the district by the Ministry of Health following the lobbying and follow-ups by the district officials of Maracha. Osuta Yusuf reports.
Officials in Maracha district on Friday 23rd Feb 2024 flagged off a brand new ambulance with the registration number UG8144M given to the district by the Ministry of Health following a lobbying and follow-ups by the district officials of Maracha. Ministry of Health recently launched distribution of brand new ambulances in various constituencies of Uganda based on lobbying demands and needs assessments. Mukili Kosmas, the principal human resource officer for Maracha district, who represented the cow, thanked the government of Uganda for focusing on health sector, adding that he is optimistic the ambulances will help to ease referrals in the district.
So I want to thank the government of Uganda for this focus especially the ambulance now is going to help in ensuring that our mothers who have complications are easily referred with the available transports to handle their emergencies in the right places, hospitals, in the right time.
Honorable Ruth Lematia Moli Ondoru, the Member of Parliament for Marasha East constituency, warned people against politicizing everything, stating that it is their duties as people's representatives to serve them in all means.
Whether it is politics or not, I can always walk to Minister of Health and lobby for something and it will be given. Fortunately, I've been in the Committee of Health. So it was very easy for me to talk about these ambulances. It's not because of politics that a lot of issues were raised in the social media. But you know, I am not a person who takes some of these things seriously. I just looked at it that we, in our human understanding, at times we make a lot of mistakes. And this issue of us always causing a lot of blunder, God even complained about it right from the beginning in Genesis. And you want me always to say, I regret why I'm representing these people, but I'm regretting myself. That lobbying is part of your duty. If you love your people and if you love your country.
Ms. Koliba Monica Kotevu, the Deputy RDC for Marasha District, cautioned people not to misuse the ambulance for doing illegal activities like smuggling. She added that ambulances are for serious emergencies and called on health workers to always play their duties and responsibilities professionally before referring patients.
The other day when we were for the handover in Kampala, our region was in spotlight because the ambulance in this region was used for smuggling. So this was also a caution for us, especially here along this area, along this border point. To health workers here. Also, ambulance is not a solution to say that you don't do your work perfect. There are sometimes you refer things which you should have handled by yourself. Sometimes this issue you can handle it, but you don't want to handle until when the situation goes worse. And then you want to now push it to another level for somebody else to manage. That is also not right. That is some bad behavior. If a situation has come to your hand as a health worker, try to handle what you can. Handle it. Don't refer for the sake of referring. Do your professional job, because I have ever heard that where things are referred at another level, sometimes at that location also people complain.
Ms. Druaro Jessica Adria, the Assistant DHO in charge of maternal and child health, expressed her joy towards the ambulance donated to them, since it will help improve on the health services in the district.
Bava bani baka ika uvudu misuku district Uganda di meselia anira district azidi suki ngaku anira government ma program tevini lezu mutukande de movu constituency ridi malia Maracha East and then Maracha Urudi Pieworo irininga atita misu anda de ba mama ninga rayu Mungu ni fede le askuni arojo malia openduyo afazika ni ambulance la meyo sama ya Maracha Urudi ya Maracha Andare
Marasha District now has a total of 4 ambulances, with 2 bought by the woman Member of Parliament Honorable Druaro Jennifer, 1 donated by Belgium in 2012, and the latest one given to them by the Ministry of Health in Uganda. Is Oshaki Asuta Yusuf, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our story, students in Moyo District have been urged to set their own targets to have clear visions as to improve on their performance in schools. This urge was made by Honorable Anyama Williams, the LC5 chairman for Moyo District, during the Thanksgiving ceremony at St. Andrew's College in Moyo District. Take a look.
The Thanksgiving ceremony organized by St. Andrew's College Moyo brought together several education stakeholders including parents and former senior 4 students of the school to share ideas and motivate the continuing students to focus on their studies and continue following the trend the former senior 4 students have set. Honorable Wanyama Williams, the chairman local council 5 Moyo district, urged the students to set up their own targets and have clear vision so as to improve on their performance, adding that the students should not mind of what people say about them and implore the parents to take up their responsibilities in supporting the education of their children, since bursary doesn't mean 100% support from the school.
So what I'm trying to say, you set your own standards, set your targets and have a very clear vision. Don't rely on what people say. What people say may not apply to you. That is my appeal to all of you. You write your own legacy. Bursary, I thank you very much for giving this bursary consideration. You know this terminology. Bursary does not mean 100% support. So those of you who on bursary, the parents also play your part to the extent you are required.
Honorable Aleruto Maza, the Member of Parliament for West Moyo County, called upon all the education stakeholders to work together so as to improve on the education standards in the district and urged the parents to make sure that all their children go to school and pay their school fees timely so that the teachers can get motivated and dedicate themselves to educate their children.
And I call upon all stakeholders in the education of our children. And all these stakeholders include, among others, the parents, the civil servants in the education department, the political leaders, civil leaders, elders, senior citizens, religious leaders, teachers, head teachers, school administrators, students' leadership. I call upon all these stakeholders to join hands together, to work as a team, to cooperate, to work as a team, to work in harmony. They should learn to consult and learn to cooperate in issues related to education. And especially the parents. I call upon the parents to make sure that their children are all in school, especially in the primary section. We are coming downwards. Parents, may you please pay your school fees and pay it promptly without wasting time, because these teachers need this money for running the school, for buying chalk, for motivating the teachers. Because once it is not motivated, we will not be able to perform.
Honorable Chandiga Caesar, the chairman local council 3 Moyo Town Council, said he is in support of forming up an education trust fund which can be used for supporting students to pursue courses which are in demand, so that such students will turn, after completing their studies, will come back to serve the people in the district.
I'm a supporter of bringing different people with different resources together. When we pull up these resources, we call it the Education Trust Fund, and this is tagged to best performing people, whether it is a girl or it is a boy. From senior 4, we push this person to senior 6, and if he performs well, we now make it deliberate to send this particular person for either engineering course, which has a market, or for a doctorate. And this doctorate we are sending this person to must be able to address the concerns of our local people here. We should not be just producing doctors for the sake, because we have so many doctors, but there are other doctors who are qualified in special area, surgeons and so on. So I want that is the appeal to leaders, as opposed to giving small things which may not really be significant in terms of education. What is important, and this is what people in Nauru are doing, having a trust fund so that money is pulled together, then we identify 1 or 2 within our community, pay this person in a best university, whether at a private level, and then at the end of the day we add more value to the human resource and more value to humanity in terms of service delivery.
Mr. Unziku Waigo Benjamin, the Vice Chairman Board of Governors, St. Andrew's College Moyo, urged the students to be disciplined if they want to succeed in their education, adding that they should not let their teachers run after them, but rather do the right thing at the right time so as to succeed.
To succeed, you need discipline. Let discipline be your principle, not Mr. Mawa. Let discipline be your core thing that you need to do. Let teachers not follow you in the dormitories, in the classroom to study. If it's time for study, go and study. In one of the schools where I was, the last rule, the first rule was respect. Respect for everything. The last rule was, it says, do the best. Now, do the best for what? Do the right thing at the right place with the right intention, so that the rest of the other rules becomes easy to follow.
St. Andrews College Moyo produced 62 students in first grade, 61 students in second grade, and 6 students in third grade, making the school to be the best performed school in last year's Uganda Certificate in Education examinations in Moyo district. It's from this background that the school decided to organize a Thanksgiving ceremony so as to appreciate all the different stakeholders for their role, which made the school register success. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumu for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories. In Gulu City, the Uganda Liberal Teachers Union is embarking on a journey of fighting poverty among the teachers. Mutesasira Ivan, the President General of the Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, stated that the teachers have been deliberately left out of government programs such as MYOGA and PREP, the Parish Development Model, as they have not only been missing the financial support in accomplishing these programs, but also the core reason of these programs. Stephen Okello has more on the story.
In Uganda, teachers are on the top list of poor elite community. This is because both government and development partners do not pay attention to include them in some of the financial literacy programs.
Now, if I ask one question, yes. How many commercial houses do you think are in the city? By baseball, how many commercial houses do you think are in the city?
Leaving them with no options to even mismanage the little they are receiving from their employers.
Because when you look at the current situation, actually when you look at what's going on, we had lost hope of doing our job.
Teachers are among the few communities in Uganda who are not benefiting from key government programs like IMYOGA, PDM, and OWEB, to mention but a few. And this has been depriving teachers of their right to enhance their financial literacy, as both government and its development partners pull them out of the economic empowerment programs they are implementing in the community.
Created a very big gap, even in the staff room where we are teaching. There is a lot of gap between the art teachers and also the science teachers. So, with that, the problem is the government should also look into how to harmonize that division zone. Otherwise, the meaning of being a teacher and also education by itself as being the pillar during the 1980s is now going down.
Mutesa Sira Ivan, the President General of Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, says timely fulfillment of this pledge will enable teachers to start seeing beyond the classroom in their NEOM programs.
We are making very serious demand that this money is released immediately, but also goes through the right structure so that it benefits the teacher. It does not end up like the 25 billion which was given to UNAP and has caused no change. Instead, it has actually caused more harm to the teachers than solving their problems.
Uganda Liberal Teachers Union believe that this money will help them to realize their dreams of enhancing teachers' financial capacity of the 800,000 teachers across the country beyond salary through their NEO programs, enterprise development.
To ensure that these teacher circles that they have been singing about is well funded, and then we see how to get money at maybe very small interest rates, much as we wait for government to actually harmonize our salaries with other public offices.
On the 5th October 2023, during the World Teachers' Day celebration at Kololo Independent Ground, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni pledged to give 20 billion to 3 different national circles for teachers. Stephen Okello for West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening. 2 armed thugs on Sunday evening were lynched by an angry mob after shooting of a Baganda clan head. The incident happened in Luguja, Lubaga division in Kampala when Ndiga clan head Dan Bossa was shot dead by assailants moving on a motorcycle as he entered his home. In the resultant scuffle, the angry mob gave a chase to the 2 assailants who were later surrounded and killed. The gun and the motorcycle the assailants used was recovered. Updating the nation on the shooting, the police spokesperson Fred Enanga said on Monday that the preliminary investigations indicate that assailants, who were 3 in number, were monitoring Bossa's movements. He said the assailants parked in a corner near the home of the deceased and watched as he approached the bend to his home, from where they shot at his vehicle. And more in our stories this evening. Members of Parliament have tasked the Attorney General and the Office of the IGG to investigate what they term as wasteful expenditure by the police when it purchased a 9-seater fixed-wing aircraft. The aircraft costed taxpayers a whopping $7,480,000 US, approximately 28 billion shillings. The development followed the information that the aircraft has been put up for sale after failure to realize its intended goal. The legislators are now calling for an inquiry to the procurement of the 9-seater 5XPEF P180 Pangot Avanti to ascertain whether it was not just another fraud that Uganda has landed itself into.
A very good evening, viewers. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had so many stories that happened in the world of sports over the weekend. Carabao Cup final, we had the West Nile Regional League bouncing back, FIFA Big League. But let's kickstart our discussion within the region of West Nile. And we start with how games went in West Nile Regional League. First round went on so well, and second round commences yesterday where we had some games on the card. And we also did see some exciting and shocking results for some of the teams. And Alpha Rising Stars, a team that's currently sitting in the relegation zone, we are able to beat Paida United by 2-1 in Arua City at the Panduru Stadium. And Paida United currently they sit somewhere third on the log in West Nile Regional League. Nile Zone, not Nile Zone, Nyagak Zone, Alpha Rising Stars, we are able to collect the maximum number of points against Paida United. That comes from Zombo DFA. There was also a game between Padia Rising Stars up against Arua City. They were able to collect all the bragging rights. That means Arua City Football Club had to lose the status of being in the city into the hands of Padia Rising Stars. As the game ended by 2-1, and there was another surprising result between Total FC that comes from Yumbe DFA and ended the unbeaten record of Odramachako after beating them by 2-0. Remember Odramachako Central Football Club in the first round They ended it unbeaten. Out of the 11 games they played draws and wins. Now, at the start of the second round, they have opened it with a defeat, losing it into the hands of one of the newly promoted sides into Western Nile Regional League Nile Zone. The game ended by 2-0. As I said, another shocking result was actual also in Yumbe Derby. Jirani's neighbors, of course, had to share the spoil. I am talking about Coach Urban with Yumbe Heroes. Yumbe Heroes are also one of the newly promoted sides into Western Nile Regional League Nile Zone, and they were able to tie champions of last season, Coach Urban, into a 1-1 draw, leaving the pressure on Coach Urban. That means over the weekend we saw most of the newly promoted sides performing very well. Alpha Rising Stars winning, Padia Rising Stars winning. On the other side, we saw Total winning, and at the same time, Yumbe Heroes playing a draw. Away from the stories of Western Nile Regional League, this time national, I'm talking about the second tier of Ugandan football. I mean, FUFA Big League games have also bounced back, and excitement continues for the team of Calvary as they were able to bounce back from the humiliation they had into the hands of URA in the round of 32 of Stanbic Uganda Cup as they beat Karo Karunzi by 2-1. The first of its kind we are seeing Calvary beating Karo Karunzi. As far as FUFA Big League is concerned, this is their third season, successful season to play in FUFA Big League. Meanwhile, there was another encounter between Black Power and the team of Young Elephant. Black Power ran riot over Young Elephant, demolishing them by 3-0. And Chinda Boy, one of the newly promoted sides, were able to beat Kataka by 4-2. There was a game between Chetume and the team of Tigezi Homeboys. That game ended 1-1, and we saw a barren draw between Mbale Heroes and Zinzanof United. It ended 0-0. Meanwhile, Police, of course, had to share the spoils with the team of Lugazi. That game ended 1-1. And someone might be asking me, why am I not talking about Onduparaka Football Club? Why am I not mentioning their result? Onduparaka will be playing on Thursday, 29th of this particular month, and the year is 2024, as they will be entertaining a team called Boma FC. We are still within the nation of Uganda, and we are still discussing world of sports, and this one takes our trend to what is happening in the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Not the results, but it's all about the draws that we are released in the round of 16, and of course exciting draws you can see on my script here. Pajule Lions has been drawn against Young Simba. Meanwhile, URA, of course, has been given a task up against KCA after surpassing Calvary in the round of 32. Meanwhile, the Jogos, I know, when I talk about Jogos, you know the team. I'm talking about the team of Sports Club Villa. They have been rewarded with an away game up against Chitara. Meanwhile, for Dows, they have been rewarded up against the only team that is left in West Nile Regional League to represent our region in Stanbic Uganda Cup. I mean Pakwati Youngsters. Pakwati Youngsters, the two games they have been playing, they have been actually at home. This time they have been rewarded with an away game up against Dows. Meanwhile, for Ball, they will take on Express Vipers. They will be sitting at St. Mary Sitende as they take on Iganga Young Football Club. Meanwhile, Soltino Bright Stars of Nelson Sekatuka will be staying at home to take on Police. And lastly, we have got not English Premier League, Start Times Uganda Premier League affair between Busoga and the team of NEC. NEC will be taking a trip away to Busoga. Let's finalize the discussion within the country, this time with what is happening in the world of cricket. We have stayed for a while. Minus giving you highlights of cricket. This time, Cricket Cranes, of course, they are preparing for friendlies, not Victoria Pearls. Victoria Pearls is actually their sister club to Cricket Cranes. They are actually preparing for friendlies, and they have already settled the 3 friendlies with different countries. Of course, they will play one of the highest ranked countries we are having in the continent of Africa. As far as the Department of Cricket is concerned, they will play Namibia. I am talking about Namibia, and then after that they will have a game up against the Netherlands, and they will conclude the friendly with a game up against Nepal. And then remember, Cricket Cranes actually they are preparing for the African Games, and then their maiden World Cup. And they have been pitted in Group A alongside their neighbors Kenya. You talk about South Africa and Ghana. Remember, at the African Games shall be hosted by Ghana, where we have got Cricket Cranes, we have got Kenya, as I said, Uganda themselves, that's Cricket Cranes, not forgetting about Ghana, the host country, and the maiden the maiden tournament. I am talking about Cricket World Cup. People call it the ICC World Cup. They have been pitted in a dangerous group alongside the record champions. I am talking about West Indies. In cricket terms, they call them West Indies, but I am talking about the country of India. We have got New Zealand, Afghanistan, and lastly PNG. These are the countries, of course, cricket cranes will be battled out with as far as World Cup is concerned. Let's finalize everything with what happened over the weekend in European sports. All about what happened yesterday night between Liverpool and the team of Chelsea. Liverpool has extended the record to 10th title. I am talking about Carabao Cup. It started as League Cup, it came to Carling Cup, EFL Cup, now it's called Carabao Cup after edging out Chelsea in the final yesterday night by a goal to nil. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk was the hero for the Anfield Bay side to see that Liverpool clinches the Carling Cup up against the team of Chelsea. As he had said earlier on, it increases their tally to 10. Meanwhile, history continues to repeat itself. I mean, pressure keeps on piling on the head coach of Chelsea, Mauricio Pochettino, as he continues to search for his first trophy in England. He managed Southampton. He failed to win a silverware. He went to Spurs. He did not win anything. After Spurs, he went to Paris Saint-Germain. He was able to win domestic trophies. Now back to England. And his first final, he has lost it into the hands of the team of Chelsea. Let's wrap up everything in all the top European leagues. Meanwhile, let's start with the German Bundesliga. Still, the points gap remains intact between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern Munich right now, they are trailing Bayer Leverkusen by 8 points. I mean, they are 8 points behind Bayer Leverkusen because Bayer Leverkusen had a win over Mainz. Meanwhile, Harry Kane had to score the winner for Bavarians to see that they overcome RB Leipzig by 2-1. Meanwhile, for Borussia Dortmund, still at the Signal Iduna Park, they could not surpass Hoffenheim as they lost the game by 3-2. Meanwhile, in Spanish Primera Division, there was a game between Sevilla and the team of Real Madrid, and it needed Modric's goal to see that the Los Blancos had to win the game over Sevilla. We also saw Barcelona winning their game, and in Italian Serie A, Inter Milan continuing with their fine run of the form. AC Milan, of course, dropping points for fun. Meanwhile, in French Ligue 1, we saw a disappointing night for the team of Paris Saint-Germain after being held into a 1-1 tie by the team of Rennes. With that, we have come to the conclusion of today's edition of Nile Cast. Not only Nile Cast Sports, but Nile Cast. It has been me, Benson Pastore, together with Christine Okuburinga, bringing it for you. We'll link up again tomorrow for the same program of Nile Cast.